हरि ओम। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गाय नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। भवानी शङ्करो वन्दे श्रद्धाविश्वासरूपिणो याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धाः स्वान्तस्तमीश्वरम्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। बुद्धेर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगता अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम नमः शिवाय 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 ओम नमः शिवाय। नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव. Hari Om, Hari Om. So we have just completed the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Raj Vidya Raj Guhya Yoga. In this chapter, Bhagwan revealed his Swarupa. He had begun this topic from the 7th chapter. So he continued in this 9th chapter revealing his Swarupa. See, Bhagwan's Swarupa is that Brahma, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, which is indicated as the very cause of this world. Janmadhyasya yataha. Everything emerges from Brahma, exists in Brahma, and again merges back into Brahma. That Brahma is Bhagwan's Swarupa. But Bhagwan appears in various Rupa. Bhagwan alone, along with his Shakti, Maya, Prakriti, is called Ishvara. And Bhagwan alone manifests first as Hiranyagarbha with Samashti, Mana and Buddhi. Bhagwan alone expresses as Hiranyagarbha. And Bhagwan alone expresses as this gross physical world as Vaishvanara. So all the matter which go to make this world is Bhagwan's, has come from Bhagwan. And all the activities in this world are also possible because of Bhagwan. So I have to recognize Bhagwan's Swarupa. And the scripture says the Bhagwan Swarupa is my own Swarupa. I am not different from Bhagwan. I experience myself in the waking, in the dream, in deep sleep state. I experience myself along with the world, along with my body, mind. But when I transcend this Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, my transcendental nature, the Turiya Atma, is Brahma alone. So in order to recognize myself, I have to first purify my mind by following the path of Karma Yoga, by performing all my activities, dedicating them to Ishvara. So as I follow sincerely the path of Karma Yoga, my mind will start becoming more and more pure. I will be able to recognize the glory of Ishvara. Thereafter, through Upasana, I can further purify my mind. And once my mind becomes pure, I will develop that jidnyasa, that intense thirst to know myself and to know Ishvara. So with this thirst, when I approach the teacher, I will come to understand my own nature by the blessings of the teacher and the blessings of the Shastras, will gain that self-knowledge, will understand my own identity. I will know that I am birthless and deathless. I will know that with respect to body, I appear to be doing something. With respect to my mind and intellect, I appear to be knowing and enjoying. But beyond my body, beyond my mind, I am that pure, supreme self, Satchidananda Brahma. So once I am convinced about this knowledge, I have to meditate to realize this. In order to meditate, karma sannyas, giving up action, extra all activities, and giving up also the attachment and the notion that I am the doer. One should focus one's attention on one's own self as Brahma. Shanai shanai ruparamed buddhya dhriti grihitaya atma sanstam manakritva na kinchidapi chintayet. One should meditate on the self as Brahma, as that Param Atma. So Bhagavan discussed all this in the previous chapters. In the first chapter, he revealed how ignorance is the basic cause of our samsara. In the second chapter, Bhagavan revealed the nature of the self. In the third chapter, he revealed the path of Karma Yoga. In the fourth chapter, he talked about Upasana and Jnana. In the fifth chapter, he talked about Karma Sannyas. In the sixth chapter, Bhagavan talked about Dhyana, meditation. In the seventh chapter, Bhagavan began by indicating his Swarupa as that Brahma. That Swarupa is indicated through this world. That Brahma is the cause of this world. Everything has come from that Brahma. The world is also Brahma, and the experiencer of the world is also Brahma. The Kshetra is also Brahma, and Kshetrajna is also Brahma. So we have to develop that sincere love for that Brahma, Bhagavan Swarupa. At the cosmic level, Bhagavan alone expresses as Vaishvanara, as Hiranyagarbha. So one has to identify oneself with Vaishvanara, Hiranyagarbha, through bhakti. Bhagavan also revealed his various expressions in the 8th chapter as Brahma, as Adhyatma, as Adidaiva, as Adiyajna, as Karma, as Adhyatma. Bhagavan also mentioned elaborately how one can realize him even at the time of death. Then in the 9th chapter, Bhagavan again revealed his identity. Bhagavan said, I pervade this whole world. Everything exists in me. But I am not in the effect. Means I am not changing like the effect. The nature of the effect is different from my nature. And in my ultimate Swarupa, there is no world, there are no jivas. So again, to recognize Bhagwan, we have to tune to Ishvara through bhakti. So Bhagwan talked about his bhakti, which is so easy. Bhagwan says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti paritam ashnami prayatatmanaha. That you offer, whatever you offer with love, I accept. So through your offering, you can express your love for me. Offer patram pushpam phalam toyam. Also by chanting and doing my seva and doing my puja, constantly contemplating on me, you will develop that rapport with me and will realize me. Bhagwan says, whatever be your background, whatever be your caste, whatever be your class, whatever be your gender, whatever be your condition, the day you decide to attain me, the moment you decide to walk this path, and the moment you decide to drop all your negativities and sincerely pursue this path of bhakti, path of jnana, path of dhyana, then you become free of all your impurities, you become dharmatma, you become sadhu, sadhureva samantavyaha. So finally Bhagwan says, my bhakti is very easy. Manmana bhava, mad bhaktaha, madhyaje mam namaskuru, mame vaishyasi yuktva atmanam matparayanaha. That you become manmana. Let your mind be absorbed in me. You be totally God intoxicated. Let your mind be in me all the time. Manmana bhava. Mad bhaktaha. Develop that love for me, devotion for me. Mad yaji. Do my bhakti, do my seva. Work for me. Do all your karmas for me. All your dana, yajna, tapas, everything you do for me. And mam namaskuru. Do namaskar to me. You surrender to me. Then you will attain me only. Mame va aishyasi yuktva evam. Endowed with this devotion, you will attain me. Matparayanaha. Considering me as your supreme goal, when you do all your sadhana, you will attain me. Okay? So we concluded this beautiful 9th chapter, and today we will begin with the 10th chapter. Om Hari Om. This 10th chapter is called Vibhuti Yoga. Vibhuti. In this, Bhagwan describes his various vibhutis. See, what are vibhutis? Vibhutis are different expressions of Ishvara. See, when we talk about this world, the entire world is Bhagwan's expression alone. But the world is made up of variety of things and beings, variety of phenomenon. World is vast and complex and most amazing. Everything is Bhagwan's expression alone. And we can recognize Bhagwan through the world. Not by discarding the world, not by saying the world is mithya, but by understanding the world as divine, and through the world we have to recognize Ishvara. Also through the self we have to recognize Ishvara. They are the support. Taking the support of the world, we come to understand that Brahma. Taking support of our own self, we come to understand our own Turiya Atma, which is Brahma. So world is very vast and complex. And also in the world we find different types of expressions, though all are expressions of Ishvara, but there are different expressions, good, bad, ugly. Some of them lead us more and more into samsara only. Some of them create a lot of agitations and turmoil in our life. But there are expressions which can help us to transcend all these names and forms and realize that Brahma. There are some expressions which are very helpful for the spiritual seeker. Some expressions are very helpful. See, just as suppose you want to meditate. One can meditate at any time, at any place, in any condition. But there are some time which are conducive to meditation. There are some places which are more conducive to meditation. There are certain situations which are conducive to meditation. Similarly, though the entire world is expression of Ishvara, there are certain expressions which are more helpful to recognize Ishvara. When we meditate, when we contemplate on these expressions, our mind becomes more and more calm, peaceful, and we come to recognize Ishvara. So these expressions which are helpful for our sadhana, spatial expressions of Ishvara, they are called the vibhutis, the spatial glories of Ishvara. Though Bhagavan has mentioned this in the 7th chapter and also in the 9th chapter. In the 7th chapter, Bhagavan talked about his vibhutis. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shashisuryayoho. All this we had seen. Pranavak sarva vedeshu shabdakhe paurusham nrushu. Like that he had mentioned some vibhutis in the 7th chapter. In the 9th chapter also, we have seen Bhagavan talks about his vibhutis. Ki aham kraturaham yajnah swadaham aham aushadham. Then pitahamasya jagataha mata dhata pitamaha. And gatir bharta prabhut sakshi tapamyaham aham varsham. Like that Bhagavan has mentioned many vibhutis in the 9th chapter. And all of them are very beautiful. One can take support of any one of them or more than one and meditate on them and get in tune with Ishvara. become more and more tuned to Ishvara. See, just as if you look at our own country, is so vast, so beautiful. There are so many different beautiful places in our country. Our history also is very full of different things which happened in the past, good as well as bad. We have so many great people born in this our country now who are there and also in the past. But we will not be able to think about all the places and all the people and all the history. So if you want to think about your own country and feel proud and feel happy about your own country, we select few important places and people to think about and meditate on, few incidents and events and achievements and glories to think about our country and feel proud about our own country. In the same way, Ishvara is vast, infinite, endless. The entire world is His glory. But our mind, our intellect is very small, will not be able to grasp the total mahima of that Ishvara. So in order to help us in our meditation, we can meditate on Bhagwan's Vibhutis. So these Vibhutis are very helpful for all seekers. So in order to help us meditate on Bhagwan's Vibhutis, Bhagwan reveals them, many of them, in this chapter on the request of Arjuna. Arjuna requests Bhagwan, please reveal your Vibhutis, though you have mentioned them, but I want to hear them more and more. So on the request of Arjuna, Bhagwan reveals his Vibhutis. Therefore this chapter is called Vibhuti Yoga. But before Bhagwan reveals the Vibhutis, Bhagwan once again conveys the essential teaching. He reveals his Swarupa in the beginning itself. He begins this chapter by himself, revealing his Swarupa once again. So let us chant the shloka and understand the meaning. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Om Atha Dashamodhyayah. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Bhuya eva mahabaho. Shruno me paramam vachah. Yatteham priyamanaya. Vakshami hitakamyaya. Bhagwan says, this Dashamodhyaya, the 10th chapter begins here by Bhagwan's words, Shri Bhagavan Vacha. See, Bhagwan, this Krishna is Sakshat Bhagwan only, that Ishvara is that Brahma alone as Ishvara, and Ishvara's avatar is this Sri Krishna. So whatever is revealed in Bhagavad Gita by Bhagwan is not only meant for Arjuna, but meant for all of us, for the entire humanity. Bhagwan is the Bhagwan of the entire creation, of everyone. So Shri Bhagwan Vacha Bhuya eva Mahabaho Shrunu me Paramam Vachaha. Bhagwan says, hey Arjuna, he addresses Arjuna as Mahabaho, one who has long arms. Long arms means a very generous, a very kind and compassionate person who embraces everyone. That was how Arjuna was. Even Bhagwan himself is also addressed as Mahabaho. So here Bhagwan is addressing Arjuna as Mahabaho. So he says, hey Mahabaho, Bhuya eva shrunu me paramam vachaha. That Bhuya eva, once again, Shrunu, you hear, you listen, me paramam vachaha, to my supreme words. Again you listen. See here in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan reveals that supreme knowledge of that Brahma, which is our own self, but it is very subtle. Even after listening again and again, we fail to comprehend it. We miss the point. We somehow don't recognize it, understand it. It is very subtle. Therefore, the same knowledge is revealed again and again in different ways. If you, not only Bhagavad Gita, but even the Upanishads and other scriptures reveal this truth in different ways. And whatever we hear, we have to contemplate, we have to listen and meditate and contemplate on these words. If we don't contemplate, then those words just disappear. We have to listen and contemplate, do mananam. And the support for our mananam is this world and our own self and our own experiences. We have the Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti Avastha. By thinking, taking their help, we can understand that Brahma. We have these three bodies, Sthula Sharir, Sukshma Sharir, Karana Sharir. Contemplating on them, we can understand Brahma. We have these Pancha Koshas, the Annamaya Kosh, Pranamaya Kosh, Manomaya Kosh, Vijnanamaya Kosh, Anandamaya Kosh. Contemplating on them, we can understand that Brahma. So, same truth is revealed again and again in different words, in different ways, so that we can grasp it. Therefore, here also Bhagavan says that Bhuya eva Mahabaho, that hey Mahabaho, Bhuya eva, again, once again, Shrunu, you listen to my supreme words, me paramam vachaha. Paramam means prakrishtam, nir atishaya vastunaha prakashakam. Supreme means these words are supreme because they reveal that supreme reality. They reveal that truth which is the ultimate. Therefore, these words are not ordinary. Bhagavad Gita, the Upanishad, the Shastras are not ordinary. They are the supreme words which reveals that supreme Brahma, knowing which we will become free of our samsara. We will become free of all our sorrows, pain, fear, trouble, suffering. So Bhagavan says, you hear it again, hear them again, these words. But why Bhagavan is revealing this again to Arjuna? What was so special about Arjuna? Bhagavan says, Yatteham priyamanaya. Hey Arjuna, I see you enjoying my words. Priyamanaya. You are becoming happy listening to me. There is great joy in your heart listening to my words. You are not getting bored or distracted or impatient. You are listening with so much of love and interest and joy. Mad vachanat priyase tvam ativa amrutam iva piban. As though you are enjoying, as though you are drinking amrut. Drinking that amrut, you are feeling so happy listening to my words. Therefore, I am inspired to speak again and reveal the truth again to you. See, that is the thing. Though the teacher, out of compassion, out of love, reveals that supreme reality to the student, but the joy on the student's face and heart, and the interest which is shown by the student, the listeners, encourages the teacher to speak more, to reveal it in different ways. So it's like the proper rapport should be there of teacher and the students. Therefore we say sahana bhavatu saha now bhunaktu saha viryam karvavahe tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. That sahana bhavatu saha now bhunaktu, may we enjoy this teaching together. So here Bhagavan was very pleased and very happy with Arjuna. Ki yatteham priyamanaya. Because you are listening with so much of joy. Therefore I will vakshami. I will reveal this teaching once again in a different way, so that you comprehend it. And that is the beauty. See, even the beauty of a living thing. For example, if you want to see the beauty of a flower, it can be seen in different ways. At a different, like even people take photographs of flowers. The same flower can be photographed in 100 different ways. Changing the lighting, changing the setting, changing the focus and the aperture and all. One can bring out different beauty from that same flower. Similarly, the Supreme Truth is one only, but it is revealed in different ways by the great masters, the great teachers. And Bhagavan Krishna is the ultimate teacher. Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Ekam Sat Vipra Bahudha Vadanti. The Sat is one, but the wise people talk about it in different ways. So here Bhagavan reveals the Supreme Truth through his vibhutis. So he says, Yatteham priyamanaya vakshami hitakamyaya. That I will reveal this with the desire to do your welfare. Hitakamyaya, hitechaya. Because this truth, this teaching is good for you. Whether you may understand it, not understand it, but it is good for you. It is for your hita. Therefore, I am revealing this to you. Hitakamyaya. Further, Bhagavan says, why it has to be revealed? Because it is very difficult to comprehend by oneself. Bhagavan says in the next verse, Name vidussuraganaha prabhavam namaharshayah ahamadirhi devanam maharshinancha sarvashah. Bhagavan says that name viduhu suraganaha, that I am not known to even the devatas. Even the devatas, they do not know me. Name viduhu suraganaha. Even the topmost devatas, Brahmadayah, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesha, all these devatas, Shakti, so many other devatas, Adityadi devatas, Aditya devatas, Vasu devatas, Rudra devatas, they don't know me. Bhagavan says, Name viduhu suraganaha. What they don't know about you? Prabhavam, my prabhav, my glories, my supreme nature. Prabhavam, Prabhu Shakti Atishayam. Athava Prabhavam, Prabhavanam Utpattim. They don't know my great powers, my great glories, and they don't know how I manifest. Nobody knows. See, this Bhagavan also doesn't reveal, it is not revealed in the scriptures, that how from that Nirgun Nirakar Brahma the creation happens. It's a great mystery. Even the scriptures, they say that how it happens, we don't know. How from that Nirgun Nirakar everything appears. It's the most amazing, most wonderful and most mysterious thing. See, even in our own experience, when we are in our deep sleep, we are totally cut off from everything. Means we don't experience anything else. We remain in our deep sleep as pure existence alone. We cannot say anything more about that deep sleep. When we wake up, we just say that I was sleeping, happily sleeping. But who was I? What was I? Nothing can be said. But from that Sushupti Avastha itself arises the dream. From there alone arises the waking world, so mysterious. Similarly, from that Brahma, Nirgun Nirakar Brahma, mysteriously the subtle world as well as the gross world emerges, and all the devatas and all beings. So how it happens, what is the secret? Bhagavan says nobody knows. Name viduhu, nobody knows me and my prabhava, my glories, and how I manifest. Name suraganaha, the devatas, they don't know me. But what about the great rishis, the maharshis? Bhagavan says they also don't know. Na maharshayaha, they also don't know me. See, the great Rishi Munis, they are not the authors of the Vedas. The Vedas and all get revealed through them, but they are not the writers, they are not the authors of Vedas. They are the seers of the mantras. The mantras are already there. The Rishi Munis are the seers, mantra drashtaraha. Just like we say Newton, he discovered the gravitational law. The gravitational law was already there before Newton also. He just saw it. It got revealed to him. Similarly, the great mantras are revealed to the Rishi Munis. They are not the writers of these mantras. And whatever are revealed, that alone they know. So Bhagavan says about me and my glories and how I manifest, nobody knows. Name viduhu. See, we say it's all because of Bhagavan's Shakti, Bhagavan's Maya, Bhagavan's Prakriti. But how exactly by this Bhagavan's Prakriti or Maya Bhagavan expresses at this world, nobody knows. It's a great mystery. How come these devatas don't know? Brahma should know because he has created. He has helped in creation of this world. Vishnu should know, Shiva should know. Bhagavan says, I am before them. Aham adirhi devanam. First I alone was. From me everyone has come. They don't know me and how everything comes from me. They might know what they have created, but how they themselves are born and how this whole creation happens, they also don't know. Because I am the Adihi. Aham Adirhi Devanam. In Bhagavat also, Bhagavat Puran, in Chatushloki Bhagavat, that beautiful shlokas are there, which gives the gist of that Bhagavat, where Bhagavan says, Aham eva asam, asam eva agre. That in the beginning I alone was there, when nothing else was there. There was no world, there was no Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, Prithvi. There were no Devatas. There were no Lokas. There was no time, there was no space, there were no jivas. Then who was there? Bhagavan says, I alone was there. Aham eva asam, asam eva agre. In the Upanishad also it is said, Ki sareva saumya idam agra asit. That Sat alone was there in the beginning. Nothing other than the Sat. So Bhagavan says, Aham adirhi devanam. I am before the Devatas also. So Devatas cannot see their own origin. Devatas do not know me. Not only I am Adi, beginning before the Devatas, but Maharshinancha Sarvashaha, I am before the Maharshis also. See, from that Ishvara, spontaneously that Brahma, Hiranyagarbha is born. And from that Hiranyagarbha, the Vaishvanara is born. And from that Vaishvanara, then all these rishis are born, Sapta rishis, and so many devatas, and so many different beings, everyone is born. But they themselves do not know their own origin, they don't know that Supreme Ishvara. Aham Adir Hi Devanam. In the Ramayana also, Tulsidas Ji says that Supreme Brahma cannot be known, or it can be known only by those to whom it is revealed. In the Upanishad also it is said, कि नायम आत्मा प्रवचनेन लभ्यः. This Atma cannot be gained only by listening to pravachan or by contemplating and all. He says, कि यमे वैश्य वृणते तेन लभ्यः तस्येष आत्मा विवृणते तनुं स्वाम. That it is revealed, it is known only to one to whom it is revealed by that Supreme. See, through our sadhana, we express our intention to Ishvara that I want to know you, I want to realize you. So when our intentions are pure, 100% sincere, then Bhagavan reveals his own identity to us. Sakirtimanaha avirbhavati anubhavayati cha bhaktan. When Bhagavan is pleased with our devotion, he reveals his identity to us. Otherwise, we can never know Ishvara, we can never know his Swarupa. It's most mysterious. Because our senses do not reach there. Our intellect do not reach there. See, this we can understand by contemplating on our deep sleep state. Deep sleep, what is deep sleep? We are there without our body, without our mind, transcending our gross body and our mind. So that deep sleep is not seen by any senses. Deep sleep is not touched by the mind intellect. What it is a great mystery. Similarly, the Ishvara Swarupa is a great mystery. Our senses, our mind cannot reach there. Yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha. The Upanishad say the Vani and even the mind tries to reach, but without reaching the truth, they have to return back. So Bhagavan says, Aham Adir Hi Devanam Maharshinancha Sarvashaha. I am before all these great Maharshis, the Sapta Rishis, who were also born in the beginning of creation, who takes care of the spiritual wealth of this world. The Sapta Rishis also, Bhagavan says, they don't know me because I am before them also. So Aham Adir Hi Devanam Maharshinaancha sarvashah. Saptarishis like Bhrigu, etc. Further, Bhagavan says, Yo mam ajamanadincha vetti lokamaheshwaram asammudhas samarteshu sarvapapai pramuchyate. Bhagavan says, nobody knows me, but only those people know me to whom I reveal myself. And one who knows me becomes free of all papa. They become free from this samsara. They gain moksha. Bhagavan says, Yo mam ajam anadincha vetti. One who knows me as ajam, as birthless. See Bhagavan's Swarupa. By Bhagavan's Swarupa, Bhagavan is birthless. Brahma doesn't take birth. There is no birth and there is no death in Brahma. There is no modification, change in Brahma. Bhagavan is ajam and anadim, beginningless. Beginningless means there is no cause for Brahma. See, all these devatas, they have a beginning. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, they have a beginning. The world has got a beginning. Means it gets created, sustained, get dissolved. But Bhagavan is present in the same way all the time. There is no creation, sustenance, dissolution of Bhagavan. Even Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, they also get dissolved. But that Supreme Ishvara is always present. So Ajam and Anadim. And we can realize that Brahma as our own self by Bhagavan's grace. By following the path shown by him, we can realize our own self as this Ajam Anadi Brahma. So, Yo Mam Ajam Anadincha Vetti. Bhagavan says, one who recognizes me as Ajam, Anadi, and as Loka Maheshwaram, and as the Ishvara of this whole world, as the Mahan Ishvara of this world. I am the ultimate master, the ultimate boss. See, in the world also we meet some person who is great, who controls a lot of people around. Then we further investigate, we come to know that that person also is under somebody's control. So in this way, if we go back, even if we look at this world, we see the Devatas are so powerful, they control so many things. But Devatas themselves are controlled by Indra. Indra himself is controlled by that Vaishwanara Prajapati. Prajapati himself is under the control of Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha is under control of Ishvara. So Ishvara is the ultimate boss, the great master and the great governor of this entire world. So Bhagavan says, one who knows me as Ajam Anadincha Vetti Loka Maheshwaram, as the Mahan Ishvara of this world, Asammudaha, one who becomes free of all his delusion, confusions. Asammudasa marteshu sarva papai pramuchyate. Such a person, such a mortal person, becomes among all those who know me, among all these mortals, that person becomes free from all sins. Sarva papaihi pramuchyate, becomes free of all sins, become free of this samsara, becomes free of all bondage. So one who knows me as Ajam, Anadi, Lokamaheshwaram, such a person who is free of all delusion becomes free from this all sins. So it's most fascinating, most beautiful. More about this we will see in our class tomorrow. So till then you take care, be happy, safe, peaceful. Do your work, do your sadhana, contemplate, meditate, develop that love for Ishvara, and we will meet again tomorrow. Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, 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 Jaya Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram. बोलिए सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय. ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांतिः. हरिः ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ओम.